Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, March the 27th here in 2018. And I've just jumped on live here. I know I usually go live every Tuesday here at 222, but sometimes I find it takes people a couple of minutes who like to join me here live each week. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to just wait for people to join, and then we will get started in about a minute or so. So again, it is almost March. Tomorrow is the last day of March. And it's a very, very powerful month. So this is really what I'm going to be addressing today in this tea and tarot reading, and I'm super excited. So here we go. It's about 222 right now. Again, if you don't know me, my name is Tamara, and I consider myself an inspirational storytelling business mentor, and I just love to share some of my personal challenges that I'm going through as an entrepreneur, and to guide other entrepreneurs who feel like they are going through the same thing, and to offer suggestions on holistic and spiritual modalities, because it is my favorite way to manage my emotions and to find that the journey as an entrepreneur is a little bit smoother. Let's face it, and being an entrepreneur, I personally think, is probably the biggest spiritual encounter you will ever undergo in your lifetime. So again, I just love to support other people. Before we really get into the tea and tarot reading, again, I just want to remind you that a lot of these videos do get uploaded onto my YouTube channel, which is under Tamaron's Place. So please go there, subscribe, because if you do miss the weekly video, you can go back there, and you can also check out some of the other videos that I've put out there too. A lot of times people like to share because they feel like the message that I'm giving can support other people as well. All right, so each week I like to share with you guys whose deck I'm using for the tea and tarot reading. This year, I'm using Colette Baron-Reid's deck, Wisdom of the Oracle. Last year, I used a different deck, but right now, I feel like you guys can learn this deck with me. Again, it's interesting how we're getting different messages from Spirit and how they all apply to us universally, because so many of us feel that, our stories are different and whatever, and that's true. We're all on this spiritual journey, but the underlying emotion of what we are all going through is actually happening. It's happening to the world. It's in the sky astrologically, and that kind of stuff. So whatever is happening out there on the bigger spectrum is happening within all of us. It's just showing up in different aspects of our life. So this is what I like to address each week. So that's the deck I'm using. I like to share with everybody what tea it is that I'm drinking, because again, as my body is going through changes emotionally, it also has to work with us on the physical body, so the physical level. So what it is that we are eating or drinking or putting into our physical body can actually help us to manage our emotions emotionally, all right? Because there's an energy behind Mother Nature, behind our food and the herbs and the teas and that kind of stuff that we are drinking. So this is another way to help us. Today, it's an interesting time of year because we're moving into spring, right? We're getting close to March. And so the temps are a little bit warmer, but it's still a little bit cool. So I find for me, I tend to want to drink more water when I start to notice a change in this. So I'm actually drinking just a water with red mandarin essential oils in it. And red mandarin really helps in case we're feeling weighted down or burdened. And I'll be addressing some of that in today's video, because this is the element of what's going to be happening coming for the entire month of March. All right. So here we go. So how do we stay emotionally strong, during the entire month, where we're going to have 2 full moons and we're going to have a retrograde? So to understand what happens during these astrological shifts is that a full moon is when we really want to let go of something. So this month, what I feel is going to be huge shifts for people. Not just, I'm flowing and moving, but you know what? And gradually things are happening. This is going to be a wham power-packed month, okay? So it can feel a little bit chaotic. It can feel a little bit stressful. It can feel scary for some people, especially if you are going through something in your life that you've longed for, something that you know you've worked for so long. And maybe this might have been like 16, 17 years, something that you've been working through, and you literally feel like you are ready to break that veil, because this is how I've been feeling as well. So I can totally relate. What happens though when we get to something like this, and this level of, you know, getting through that breakthrough, it scares people, and your deepest, darkest fears are going to be right in your face. And I mean right in your face, where some people, you know, they wake up in the middle of the night and they're like, oh my goodness, who, you know, what's really going on? Can I do this? You know, can I actually step into that unknown and know that I'm going to be supported by life, know that I'm going to be supported by the universe, because it can be super scary for people. Or what people might be feeling is a sense of grief, like a sense of there's a part of me that's been with me for so long, and I've known that part of me for my entire existence, and it's now going to be gone. And so this time in between the letting go of something, again, can make us feel like we're out of balance. We're not going to know where to go, who to trust, you know, whatever. But something is calling us. Our intuition is calling us. And, you know, the universe has our back. Okay. So this is going to be an important month. So this is what I want you guys to watch out for. And I want you to remember that if you are going through some huge changes this month, please stay connected in an environment or a community where you are going to feel loved and supported, okay? It's going to be really important this month, because as we're moving into spring, I just want you guys to think about like a little shoot coming out of the ground. So visualize a little picture. I should have brought something with me, but like a little picture of a little shoot coming out of the ground. And you guys know, as the shoot's coming up out of the ground, right, the dirt is going to get pushed aside. Something's going to get moved out of the way. You know, it's been hanging over you for so long, hanging over us, and we're trying to break through it, right? So this is why, you know, it's going to feel heavy, burdened, but you know what? Stay truthful, stay true to yourself, and you'll be able to sprout through onto the other side this month, okay? So with Colette Baron-Reid's deck, these are the two cards I pulled for this week's reading. So the first card is showing up as our challenge that we need to address is flexible, all right? So I want to get it in here. Geez, flexible. How do I get it on here? The card came in upside down, which means we read it upside down. If it came up this way, it would be read differently. So we've got that one. And the second card that came up for the action step we need to take is regeneration. So take a good look at this card. I'm going to come back to it in a minute. So there we go. Spirit is saying, you know, how can we emotionally support you in this time for the month of March? So isn't this fascinating that look at this picture. Flexible. Look at this. Look at this. It's like the shoot is coming up, the egg, the seed is ready to move. You're right on the surface. It's going to push through. So what Spirit is saying is, you know what? You don't have to be so rigid. You can be flexible. You can be flexible with yourself. Maybe take an opportunity to try different things this month so that you can remain flexible and not so stern, and maybe look at what's happening in your life as you know, look at it from a different point of view, you know, make it more holistic. Maybe it's not all just about you. Maybe there's other people involved. Maybe what's happening universally, what's happening on the planet. Okay, because this can be very healing. Something new is beginning, and it's beginning for every single person that is involved. Okay, so just remain open to that. The action step, again, which came up in the regeneration card, if you look at this card upside down, because that's how it came up, look at this. This is the heaviness. This is the dirt. This is the stuff that is above us that we need to pull through. Like if you look at this card, you look at the action, it's just like, just allow it to happen. Allow the rebirth, allow the movement to happen without all this heaviness. Just let it flow through you. Don't grieve. Just say to yourself, you know what? It is what it is. It's that simple. There's no drama. There's no need to like be chaotic or, you know, to make a heaviness out of it. Just accept it. All right, because this is your growth. Because down the road, it's going to benefit everybody. You just cannot see it right now. So you need to honor it. So in times like this, the things I would definitely recommend, because I'm going to be doing it too, is I'm going to be amping up my meditation. I'm going to make sure that I have a time set in my daily schedule where it's time out for me and nobody else but me. So if you do have a daily practice, something that you are using, you know, I'm going to suggest you amp it up. Surround yourself with like-minded people that are going to support you and love you and not get caught up in the drama. Just, they're going to let you be who you are and just allow you to just show up and be you, to honor what your emotions and whatever is that you are going through. And also maybe use something additional. So I'm just going to throw something out there today because, again, for me, when I feel like I'm going through something and I don't want to get caught in all the chaos, one of my favorite prayers to do is called Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a famous Hawaiian prayer, and that prayer helps to change and shift the energy of something when you are going through something that just doesn't affect you, where it's affecting a lot of people, where there's a domino effect, and you want to stay in the essence of love and healing, because when growth is occurring, it's a cycle for everybody. Okay, so using the Ho'oponopono prayer is just 4 simple lines to say. And you say this with the situation in front of you, and you say a prayer, and energetically it comes back to you. So it's a very powerful prayer. If you haven't heard of this, please Google it. I do talk about this in my membership community. We actually do this together. We practice it. Again, it's an ancient Hawaiian prayer. All right. So please check it out, or you are welcome to post any comments below, or you can send me a private message and I will share with you how we use this in my private community at Tamaron's Place. Okay, so I'll share more a little bit about that at the very end. So again, there are 3 essential oils that I'd like to recommend for everybody every week. And the first essential oil that I would recommend that you guys start using this month in order to release any fears is juniper berry. Juniper berry is so potent. It helps with kidneys. It helps you to sleep better at night. So you can put it in your diffuser. You can use it in a roller ball. Again, just make sure that you're consistent with it. Don't just do it once and say it didn't work, okay? Another essential oil I would recommend in this situation is ginger, because ginger helps with movement. It helps to just gently move forward without aggression. It doesn't have to be very fast, but again, we're gonna feel like things are just like happening very fast this month, and for some people, it's gonna scare people. All right, so it's like they're going to feel like they don't have any control, and you know they do, but it's just the illusion. All right, because there's something bigger and better that's going to happen because of it. The other essential oil I would recommend in this situation would be cinnamon, and the reason why cinnamon is it really works well synergistically with ginger, because it'll create harmony in that growth as opposed to being fearful and feeling chaotic. You know, it's just a more harmonious flow for the change. So again, I would recommend that you use a high grade of essential oils, a CPTG grade. Again, so they're organic and they're vibrationally, they're stronger. They're going to help you better emotionally. You can use them topically. You can use them aromatically. Some of them you can ingest. But again, in my Tamaron's Place membership, these are some of the courses and the trainings that we address, so that if you are using some of these holistic and spiritual solutions, you're going to learn how to use them correctly, and so that you get in the habit of learning and using these modalities on a regular basis for you and your family, and to help you emotionally as an entrepreneur. Okay, because I work with entrepreneurs, people that, you know, are out there trying to get going in their business, and so some of these modalities I use are just beneficial. Okay. Um, the last thing I want to talk about right now is people, I will post a link below this after the video today, because this Friday I am hosting a free webinar for the full moon. And again, I have it listed under my Tamron's Place, my business event page, and I have it listed under Eventbrite. It is free. It is for women only on the full moon. And guys, yes, we like to include you, but those are on the new moon. So it's open to anybody on the new moon. But I'm hosting a free event on Friday night. And again, it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will post the link below. And in the full moon webinar, which is about an hour, we talk about which essential oils to be using on the full moon. We talk about some crystals and gemstones. We talk about goddess archetypes, which are super powerful for women to understand, because archetypes are personality traits. And when you understand your specific goddess archetype, everything will start to make sense to you. It might be like, wow, that's who I am in my personal life. Wow, that's who I am in my business. And so all these little things that we're teaching and sharing is diving deeper into you, so that you become more intimate with yourself and you understand yourself and how to show up in your business. Okay, so it's a lot of fun, and as a gift to you guys for showing up to the webinar, I give you guys a little PDF of all the information that we've shared, along with a little prayer. And at the very end, we do a little group clearing session. So we do it together. Again, I tend to attract a lot of people who are healers and empaths and that kind of stuff. And it's so much fun when we combine our energy together and, you know, we help to stay in the light with each other. It's that community of support. So again, it's super fun. I will post the link below. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you would go to my YouTube channel under Tamron's Place, and please subscribe, hit the notification button, because again, if you're missing the live videos here every week, you can go to YouTube and you can follow as well. And the last thing that I want to share with you guys is, I forget. So you know what? I'll share it next week. I'm not going to drag it on. So I'm already at about 17 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys go. So if you found this useful, please comment below, please share it. And I will see you guys again here live on my Facebook page Tuesday at 2:22 for another free tea and tarot reading with Spirit. Thanks so much, and I will see you then.